The development of science and technology during the Spanish period. When the Spaniards colonized the country, they brought with them their culture and practices. They established schools for boys and girls and introduced the concepts of subjects and disciplines. So, during their rule, the Spaniards established schools for boys and girls, but they were separated based on gender. Boys were taught subjects like reading, writing, arithmetic, and religion, while the girls focused more on household management, embroidery, and proper manners. This separation reflects the Spanish belief that men and women had different roles in society. Men were prepared for leadership and religious life, while women were prepared for family responsibilities. It was the beginning of formal science and technology in the country, known as School of Science and Technology. So the Spaniards started teaching subjects that became the foundation of science and technology: mathematics, arithmetic, and geometry, used for trade, building, and navigation, while the medicine and pharmacy taught in schools like the University of Santo Tomas, founded in 1611, which produced doctors and pharmacists. The engineering and architecture applied in building churches, forts, bridges, and roads, while the navigation of astronomy taught to help in sea travel and exploration.
Good day everyone, I am Raquel Partusa and now I'm going to discuss about the development of science and technology during the Spanish period. So learning in science and focuses on understanding the different concepts related to the human body, plants, animals, and heavenly bodies, and technologies focuses on using and developing house tools used in everyday life. So this era, it focuses on the school experiment about the related concept of human bodies, animals, and the heavenly bodies. And also, it focuses on plants, which is the students are gaining or the people are gaining knowledge about that science experiment. And also about the technology which is using and developing house tools used in their everyday life. And this focus of the Spanish era. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I am Cristal Mercolango and I will give some insights about the Spanish era. So, during the Spanish era, life in the Philippines gradually modernized as Western technology, education, and ways of life were introduced. Filipinos learned to adapt and replicate these innovations using local materials, blending native inventions with foreign influence. For example, in construction, instead of using European bricks or stones, they often relied on adobe, bamboo, and nipa. Formal colleges and universities founded by Catholic orders introduced medicine and advanced sciences, improving health care and intellectual growth. This period marked the rise of a more modern society while still rooted in indigenous traditions.
Good afternoon. I am Mary Rose Quirol, and I will give some insights about Spanish era. The Philippines being one of the centers of global trade in Southeast Asia during the time was considered to be one of the most developed places in the region. Although the country is blessed with these developments, the superstitious belief of the people and the Catholic doctrines and practices during the Spanish era halted the growth of science in the country.
The galleon trade has brought additional technology and development in the Philippines. Although it is only beneficial for the Spaniards, these trades allowed other ideas, crafts, tools, cultural practices, technology, and Western practices to reach the country. Some Filipino students who were able to study in Europe also contributed to the advancement of medicine, engineering, arts, music, and literature in the country. So, galleon trade was a shipping route between the Philippines and Mexico that started in the 16th century. It helped bring new technology and ideas to the Philippines, even though the main benefits went to the Spaniards, who controlled the trade. So, through this trade, new crops like tomatoes and potatoes came to the Philippines. New tools and machines also arrived, which helped farming and building. Additionally, some Filipino students who studied in Europe learned new things in areas like medicine, engineering, and the arts. When they returned home, they used the knowledge to help improve life in the Philippines. For instance, they introduced new ways to treat illnesses, build better structures, and create beautiful art and music.
So good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, ma'am. So this is our summary of our report about Spanish era of development of science and technology during Spanish period. So when the Spaniards conquered the Philippines, they brought with them formal schooling, subjects, and discipline that signified the start of science and technology in the country. So science then concentrated on the human form, plants, animals, and celestial bodies, whereas technology revolved around useful household items and Filipino copied and modified Spanish technology using native materials after some time, whereas medicine and advanced sciences were learned in school run by Catholic orders. The Philippines emerged as a center of international trade and was one of the most advanced regions in Southeast Asia. Yet, for for all this development, superstitions and Catholic teachings tended to restrict the development of science in the Philippines. So, in our conclusion, Spanish colonized introduced both advancement and reversal as Philippine science and technology. It opened the country to formal schooling and we went due to Western learning, but the predominant influence of religion and traditional thinking slowed the complete flower of scientific progress. So this reminds us that genuine advancement involves not only exposure to information but also liberty from constructing values that self stifle discovery and innovation. So thank you.